Coach, as far as the practice sessions and preparation going into a sectional, do you do anything different than you do getting ready for a regular season game?
Well, we have to prepare just a little bit different as you go along during the season. Why, you've got one or two games, but when it comes to tourney time, then you've got possibly three, you've got or at least maybe 2 games in one day. So we have to get a little more intense as it gets closer to tourney time.
Conditioning might be a little bit different. Try to get the boys ready for those long days too.
Yes, we have to work on it both mentally and physically for the tourney. We have to try to get them built up for it. Of course, during the season, one game, if you lose this, you're disappointed, but if you get beaten at tourney, there's no second chance.
That's the last game of the season. You think this affects the boys a lot, knowing that this is a one-game deal? Is their attitude different than it would be in the regular season?
Well, we try to build up as much pressure as we can near the end of the season, and of course this year with Marion being the last game, we don't need much more pressure than that, but we have to be careful there that we don't put all of our effort to beating Marion and then come back flat the next week.
You've got primarily a young team this season that's been somewhat of a surprise in that it's got very much stronger as the season went on. Southside was considered to be the powerhouse in the city, which I guess turned out to be true throughout the season, but now it's pretty well considered that you're almost even. Do you think this gives you an advantage going into sectional time to have a young team that gets stronger as the season goes on?
Well, we certainly hope so, but we think that it does. You start out at the beginning of the season, and then each game, if there's some improvement, and we have to be careful with young boys that they don't hit their peak too soon. This happens sometimes around Christmas time, and then you go downhill. So we've tried to come along steady, and we think this is what has happened, and we think this is a definite advantage when it comes to tourney time.
Who do you look for to be the favorite in your sectional here?
Well, there's no doubt Southside has to be the favorite. There are some real good county teams. Yorktown has an outstanding record. Delta, which we were lucky enough to beat in the final game last year, doesn't have quite the team they had last year, but they're still tough, and so anyone's dangerous anytime you go out there. But we'd have to say that Southside is a favorite.
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach.